How are you?
Uh, I'm I'm so fine today.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. How was your day?
Today I was a little busy because I am a graduation school student, and then I have to do a lot of experiments today, so I am a little
Mm,
bit busy today.
I see. Wow. Well, did you have dinner?
Of course.
That's good to hear. Sometimes when we're too busy, we forget to eat.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. You mentioned you're a graduate student. I
Yes.
wonder what's the most difficult thing about being a graduate student?
Oh, there are so many things, but actually, what is most difficult thing is about what should we do for our experiment because it is difficult to write a paper because
Mm,
in the university student they are just studying for the exam only usually, but
mm,
in the graduate school, not only for studying for the exam, but also we have to writing some paper for graduate for getting some degree for doctor or master degree. So we have to
mm.
do more than study.
Oh, wow. Is there a specific time where you can finish graduate school?
There is time for there is time for we finish the course only, but writing a
Mm,
paper is just another type of study. So it doesn't have any time limitation because it depends on how we do our experiment and
mm,
how fast we make our data like that.
Oh my goodness. Sounds a lot of work.
Yes, it's a lot of work, and then it depends on how it going like that. So there's no
Mm,
limitation for the because some people finish it early because they can make it data and analyze data very uh, fast, and sometimes
mm,
it does not because we cannot control all the things at the same time.
I see. Wow. Wow. Well, I hope because I one of my students too is facing the same situation as you are in right now, but he is giving up already.
Already
Mm.
finished?
No, he's giving up
Ah,
because
giving up.
he's been doing it for 7 years now.
Wow, that's so
Mm.
wrong. Maybe he have been trying to getting a PhD degree maybe for 7 years.
Yeah.
He already got the master degree, but the environment uh, uh, is not the good for him to getting a PhD degree. Maybe, yeah.
I agree with you. So I think it's a trial and error.
Yes, it's very. I know that it's very hard because getting a PhD degree is much harder than getting a master degree because it require more strict
Mm,
standards, and then it takes much more longer time also
mm,
compared
mm,
to the master degree. So it's not that easy to get PhD degree, and
mm.
then PhD degree is the almost final degree that we can get because
Right,
there's
the
no more
highest.
degree after the PhD. So
Mm,
just to be a professor or postdoc, a researcher like that, actually,
mm,
but that is just kind of job, not a degree.
mm.
So that
Right,
is
right.
one of the people's finer degree. So it is
Mm,
very difficult to achieve.
I agree with you. That's why. Because, I think some people would have the mindset, maybe they would tell themselves, what have I been doing for the past years?
Yes,
I don't see
yes.
progress, right? And I think in terms of this type of degrees that you're trying to attain or achieve, you need patience, a lot of patience.
Yes, and then we have to study a lot, and then we have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money together because,
Mm-mm.
as you said, that it needs usually a lot of more time
Mm.
um, because it depends on what kind of experiment it is. So we don't know
Mm.
how when it'll be finished because
Right.
even though the experiment will be finished earlier than what I expected, but that my data is not like that good. I have to do again and again to continually
Mm.
because
Mm.
I have to
Mm.
set writing. discussion or writing a conversation or writing a conclusion in the paper. But if the
Mm-hmm.
data result says not what I expected, it's not that easy.
Right, I
Yes,
agree with you. And I think whenever you kind of like don't make the a great quality of paper,
yes.
you would feel demotivated.
Yes, yes. So many, some people, some scientists in the science, especially in science, scientific science and nature and cell, is these are very famous and well-known
Mm-mm.
genres. But almost all of the scientists really trying to want to writing a paper over there, but
Mm,
it usually more than I think 3 or 5, only 3 or 5 years to writing one
mm,
paper in the
mm,
great journal. So
mm.
even in the very great doctor or very great professors, it's not
Mm-mm.
that easy to writing that kind of good journal.
Right. Well, how about you? What field are you in?
Oh, I also in this. I think in science field, we also think science, nature, cell. They are in our best genres in our field because
Oh.
I think just as you know that they are almost maybe these three genres are all of the genre what you have heard only,
Mm,
except these
mm.
genres you don't know any, you don't have any idea what kind of
Yeah,
genre it is.
medical probably is the other one.
Yes, yes,
Science,
yes.
nature, medical.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Mm,
that's the reason why all of the people, all of the scientists really want to publish their paper in that three
mm,
major journals. But it's not that
mm.
easy because
Right.
it's too tough, it's too hard, and then the idea of concept for the journal in there should be something distinct from
Mm-mm.
other people's idea.
I see. Well, good luck.
Yes,
Right.
thank
So
you.
actually, I see your book as senior articles. Is there an article you want to discuss?
Yes, I saw article that kind of health part, health.
Health. Okay.
Yes.
Just give me a second. Nowadays, the book is loading quite slow, so I also ask patience from my students.
Yes, yes. I will wait.
Right. Okay. Health. I mean, there's a lot of articles under health. What's the title?
About her subtitle is wait
Is
of
it the
skinny
skinny
jeans
jeans?
are rare. Study conforms.
Oh, okay.
Actually, one of my major is about cancer biology, so
Oh,
I'm really interested in the gene.
that is interesting.
That is the reason why I choose this article. And this is
Mm.
kind of rare.
Really? You think
Yes,
so?
yes. But not
Wow.
only genetic problem, but genetic
Oh.
problem could also be related with like diabetes or eating too much like that.
Wow. Because me, to be honest with you, I don't gain.
Ah, yes, yes. But it is not only one factor. One or
Oh,
because that kind of. But as you know, some people really enjoy eating something. They
really?
usually trying to find something greedy food or something very high calorie food like
Mm.
cheese and
Mm.
meats or something sugary food like that kind of things. That means
Ah.
their diet are already addicted to eating something
Mm.
very high calories. And then some
Oh.
scientists says that their genetic problem
Mm.
stimulate the brain that they are trying to eating more like that kind of foods.
Oh, wow. I see. Oh, because I don't like sweet food and bread. Maybe that's the
Ah,
reason why.
yes, I
Mm.
think so because I also like, but I'm not like that addicted like to eating that kind of food. That's the
Mm.
reason why some it depends on the people's habit. But some people says
Mm.
not only habit but also genetic issue because they are in the also article says that they are having a we usually express gene expression because
Mm.
the people who are eating much more food, they are have much turn on the high gene expression in some genes. That means they are uh, stimulate that brain that they
Mm.
are trying to looking for more food and more fat or more for sugar,
Mm.
like that kind of things.
Mm. It's basically you are what you eat.
Yes, it's almost same as like that.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Very interesting. Right. So I am assuming you have read the article. So tell me your opinion about this.
I also partially agree with the article what they say because uh, if I see my surround, someone who are really eating a lot of things, they also trying they really enjoy eating. And then,
Mm.
but partially don't disagree with these things because actually what I learned from my past was that
Mm.
in not genetical things, but in our in our large intestine or small intestine, there are a lot of
Mm.
microbiomes in there
Right.
microbiomes in
Mm.
there, and then there are some portion of there are two kinds of microbiomes: good microbiome and bad microbiome. Good
Mm.
microbiomes make something good for our health, and bad
Mm.
microbiome make something harmful to our health. This harmful
Mm.
means that it stimulate our brain to eat more and more.
Oh.
That kind of
It's
things.
like your subconscious.
Yes, subconscious like that.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
if someone who are eating a lot of food or eating something fat or too much
Mm.
sugary food,
Mm.
they
Mm.
have more portion in the bad microbiome. That means the
Mm.
bad microbiome make people eating more fat and eating more sugar or eating
Mm.
much more than normal people. So
Mm.
this
Mm.
is not just only genetic problem because they are habit trying
Mm.
to keep going to their diet.
Wow.
So
I just. Mm.
in this just if this idea is right, not only
Mm.
genetic problem but also their habit make their diet.
And control.
Yes, yes, yes,
Discipline.
yes. So
Yeah.
many
I
people.
agree.
So if we eat a lot of plants,
Mm.
herb or plants,
Mm.
they insist that it control the balance between good microbiome and bad microbiome, and uh, eat herbs and plants make increase the portion of the good microbiome and killing the bad microbiome. That means they are
Oh.
trying to control the balance between fat and carbohydrate or protein, like that kind of portion, and then they can improve our immune system at the same time. So
Mm.
usually someone who are eating much, their body balance was usually broken, will be broken, and then the person they are usually the body status are inflammatory, so they are over
Mm.
inflammatory in some in body part, so it is not a good body. Their body status is
Mm.
not that good.
Oh, now I understand why it's recommended to have salad when you are
Yes,
on a
that's
diet.
one of the reasons because and then it have do you know HDL and LDL? Have you ever heard of that kind of
Not
cholesterol?
really.
Have do you know
Ah.
cholesterol? There are
Yeah,
two
yeah,
kinds
yeah.
of LDL and HDL, and then usually HDL is called good cholesterol, and
Uh-huh.
LDL is called bad cholesterol because LDL
Wow.
can stick to our blood vessel, and then it can
Uh-huh.
make
It
something
makes
foam, and it can block the some blood vessel. If it goes to
which
our brain,
uh-huh.
we can die sometimes because
Oh, wow.
it, blood cannot go through the brain, and then it totally if the totally this clock we call it as a clock. If
Mm.
a clock goes through the brain, and then if our blood system not circulating to blood to the brain, maybe we will die. So
Oh.
but if eat a lot of plants and herbs, it will reduce the portion of the LDL and increase
Mm.
the portion of the HDL, so it can
Mm.
make the blood more clean, like that.
Wow, there's a good and bad of everything, I think.
Yes,
And this
yes.
is if because I teach like science,
Mm,
and in that, how do I say it? Elementary science. So we talked
Mm,
about the circulatory system, and I
mm,
told my students there is a chance that if you have clogging,
mm.
your body will not circulate blood flow like evenly, and it can
Yes.
cause,
Yeah. Yeah.
harmful effects.
Yeah.
So this
It's
is what it is.
very, very important.
Mm,
Actually, when making a clot in the blood flow, it could be possible, it could be happen, but just
mm,
normal people can resolve this kind of symptom very easily. But someone who are
mm,
diabetes or have eat too much, it's not that easy to solve the kind of problem.
I see. So if you have an pre-existing health
Mm.
condition,
Yes, yes, yes.
I see. Wow. See, this is why you really need to check what you eat. And a lot of people don't like vegetables. We all know that
Yes,
because of the taste and the texture. And it's
yes.
tasty if you eat meat or if
Mm.
you have barbecue. I
Mm.
heard there's a lot of delicious food
Yes,
in your country.
yes.
Gopchang, jokbal,
Wow,
samgyeopsal,
you know a
right?
lot of things in Korean food.
Yeah, so I
Yes,
think, yeah, trying to eat less of those would really help you and expand your lifespan, probably.
yes, yes. I think nowadays in modern society we are very interested in our well-being because not
Yes.
only getting disease but also we have to think about how can we make our life much better. So
Mm,
in this point, we have to think what we should eat and what how can we improve our body balance, and then how can we
mm,
live long without any disease. That is important. So we
I
have
see.
to know that what can cause the disease, and if even though we got disease, how can we solve the problem?
Right,
If
I
we
see.
know the code, if we know the cause, we can make the solution. But
Mm,
if we don't know the cause, we can't have any solution in the system.
mm. Just like a math equation.
Yes, yes.
Right. Wow. We talked a lot of things, so in just how many, in just one question. I appreciate it. So, maybe we will go to discussion question number one.
Yes, yes.
In your opinion, is it more difficult to eat healthy or exercise regularly?
Yes, it's not that easy because actually what you said in the initial of the class, we are some
Mm,
in the modern society we are very busy. So we don't
mm,
have enough time to eat something proper food. What I
mm-hmm.
mean is it is very easy to access the junk food because it's very
Right.
convenient and
Fast food.
fast food, hamburger,
Mm-hmm.
pizza, pasta, like the kind
Mm-hmm.
of food. And
Mm-hmm.
the common thing in this kind of food, junk food, is very delicious
Right.
and
It's
addicted
tasty.
to very good and then salty and sugary and then taste good. So we are lovely eating this food. So
Mm,
we
mm,
are,
mm,
and then it is very sometimes cheaper than some other foods sometimes.
right,
So
right.
some cheap but high calorie and then convenient. And then if we are very busy, we don't have enough time to eating something. But
Mhm,
junk food, it is very fast to eat. It could.
mhm,
That
mhm,
means actually if we eat something some food too fast, we cannot feel the satisfaction.
mhm,
But some
mhm,
scientists said we have to eat food at least 10
mhm,
or 20 minutes for eating because after eating something, we could feel satisfaction
mhm,
after some minutes later. But in the
mm.
fast food, we eat just within 5 minutes or 3 minutes with
Yeah.
very fast. That is
Mm,
why we call it fast food. But
mm,
that means even if we eat something and we didn't feel satisfaction, we will try to eat more even
mm,
though we already get enough calorie and enough satisfaction, but
mhm.
we didn't detect that I'm already full. So
Right.
I should eating more than what I should get.
Mm, mm,
That
mm.
is the
And I
reason.
think,
That
right, sometimes when we see food, I think we just become hungry, you know?
yes, yes,
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a bad habit for most people because they eat what they cannot consume.
yes, yes.
And,
More than they can consume.
Right. The capacity of your stomach is not the same always, I think.
Yes, I totally agree. And then I heard that actually in Korea, we are
Hmm.
also not, this is not the good habit, but we are always hurry up, 빨리 빨리, like that kind of,
Pali-pali. Right.
yes, this is
Mm,
kind of culture, but eating is
mm,
also similar. But in the European culture, like France, they
mm,
usually eat as a course. They eat
mm.
dessert, they eat appetizer and so
Main
main
course.
and dessert, like very long kind of course. That means they
Mm,
should eat something slow because
mm,
they can serve as time go by. Because
mm,
but in Korea we serve all the side dish and the main dish at the same time. So we
mm,
cannot. It is not easy to take a longer time. But in
mm,
France, they eat very slowly and they can enjoy the meal and we talking like that kind of things.
mm,
So they
mm,
can maybe they could fare much. They have much more time to feel satisfaction, so that
mm,
they don't have to eat too much fast.
right.
This
I
is
also heard about 한정식?
uh,
한정식?
yes,
Mm,
Korean meal.
yeah, and that's a lot, to be
Yeah,
honest with you. Mm.
actually, they serve a lot of food more than what you can eat.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
surprised by the side dishes. I heard you can get
yeah,
refills as
sometimes
well.
20 more than 20 kinds.
Yeah, it's
but
insane.
but the most important is that all of the things are very delicious.
I agree.
So
I
we
agree
cannot
with
stop
you.
eating.
Right, you ask
Yes.
for more. Just
Yeah.
like when you also I think one of the most common food that
Mm.
is instantly that you can eat instantly is ramen.
Yes. Oh, Korean ramen. Actually,
Mm.
the original ramen is from Japan, but
Right.
diverse is, I think, more diverse and more instant ramen is Korean. There are so
Right.
many various ramen and
I
various
agree.
kinds like that.
Different levels of spiciness too.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard bulldakbokkumyeon is the
Oh,
most famous
yes.
one.
Mm,
Yeah, I actually think students
mm.
tend to reach for it most of the time because after academies, they can go to convenience stores or before academies.
Yes,
I
yes.
saw a Korean convenience store on videos, and
Mm.
I think it's easy access.
Oh,
You have
but
the water there.
actually, I was also in the Philippines for 6 months. But there
Oh,
are
really?
also a lot of convenience store in there, 7-Eleven, or
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
there are a lot of also convenience store, not only in Korea, but also I
Yeah.
think convenience
Mhm.
store are nowadays is in the all of the global, global
Actually,
system.
yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yes.
Especially in the Philippines, a lot of
Mm,
people like to buy Korean food.
mm,
Ramen.
mm,
I am guilty.
mm,
I also like it.
mm.
My favorite is 육개장
Haha,
because it's
yes.
so it's so good. It's just that sometimes when for me my schedule can be very time specific.
Mm,
After every class I have another class, so
mm.
5 minutes is all I need to eat
Ah,
sometimes,
yes,
or
yes, yes.
15
Mm.
if I have a lot of free time. But yeah, I have gotten accustomed to eating for at least 7 minutes only.
Yes, you have to eat
Yeah.
so fast, and you don't have
Mhm.
enough time to get digest like that.
I agree with you. That's
Yeah.
why it's so annoying. After you drink water, that's it.
Ah,
You
yes,
teach
yes.
again.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes,
it is very difficult for
yes.
some people, especially the ones working in offices.
Yes, yes, I agree with
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, how about you? Do you have bad eating habits?
Oh, I also eat something very fast usually because
Mm.
actually when I was a student, I
Mm.
usually study hard. I have to study hard for
Mhm.
pass the exam or some to getting some license like that kind of things. So I have to usually eat very fast. So I also enjoy to go to convenience store because
Mm.
there are so many fast things that and then
Mm.
there are so many 도시락. Do you know 도시락? Have you heard of do시락?
No, no, no.
Like small kinds of 한정식. There are some rice and
Ah.
three to five side dishes are in the package.
Oh, in one place. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
in the
yeah,
one
yeah.
package, so we can use
Mm.
we can make it warm by just microwave. electrical
Mm.
microwave, or 3 or 5, 3 minutes is enough to
Mm.
just make it warm and eating them.
Wow. Wow.
Very, very
It is
fast.
time friendly, I would say.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow. Wow. Well, I do think when you are at the age of mid-20s or
Mm.
30s, that is when your diet becomes unbalanced.
Yes, it's easy.
Mhm.
Actually, when you said 20 and 30, they are also busy, and then
Mm.
they are trying to go out to the society. Usually,
Mm.
first
Right.
getting a first job and getting a they are graduate and then they are getting to the college, university like that.
Mm.
So
Mm.
it's there are a lot of things that they can uh, drinking alcohol together at the same time.
Right.
So they are
Mm.
meeting friends and
Mhm.
having a party with some coworkers like that after
Right.
work like that. So they are easy to access to the beer or drinking soda like that Korean
I heard
system.
about chicken
Yeah.
and beer.
Yes, yes. Like that kind of things are. I also read that alcohol is sometimes good for health, but the
Mm.
frequency and amount is important, I think.
Right.
Yes.
Drink with moderation, I
Yes,
think.
yes. Moderate alcohol is good for health sometimes, but I
Mhm.
as I what I thought what I think is it's not easy to control and in 20 or 30s because we are
Mm.
very young and then sometimes Korean men are senior first to junior eat a lot, drink a lot. So let them
I
drink, over
see.
drink, drunken, and then they are losing their memory. Sometimes lose their memory like that.
Oh.
So if it keeps going like um, the kind of passage, the kind of trend, maybe they
Mm.
are even though they are 20 or 30s, even though they are young, they can harmful their it can be harmful their
Right.
body health.
I agree with you. Wow, you know what? I really want to talk more about this thing. It's been a while since I had a class that is about health. Since I think you are well versed in this field, it was really interesting, to be honest with you. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of things. How I wish I can meet you again next time.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, for now, that's it. I have left the next question that you will be studying with
Mm,
your maybe next teacher. Okay?
yes, yes.
All right. Thanks so much for today. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.